Good morning, class. Does everyone have on their thinking caps today? Great, because I can't wait to hear what you guys have learned. So let's get started. When I call your name, you'll come and present. So Dina Allison will be first.
Freedom Riders. The Freedom Riders was a group of people, both black and white, men who fought for freedom. The first Freedom Ride took place on May 4, 1961, when 7 blacks and 6 whites left Washington, D.C. on 2 public buses bound for the Deep South. They intended to test the Supreme Court ruling in Boynton versus Virginia, which declared segregation in interstate buses and rail stations unconstitutional. The first few days, they only faced minor casualties, but later one of their buses were burned in Alabama. They also got beat several times crossing through Alabama with the intervention of the U.S. Justice Department. Most of the Corps' Freedom Riders were evacuated from Birmingham, Alabama to New Orleans. John Lewis, a former seminary student who would later lead SNCC and become the U.S. Congressman, stayed in Birmingham. The group traveled from Birmingham to Montgomery without any incidents until they arrived to Montgomery, where they were mobbed by more than 1,000 white men. The extreme violence and indifference of local policemen prompted the national outcry of support for the riders, putting pressure on President Kennedy to end the violence. The riders continued to Mississippi, where they endured further brutality and jail terms generated more public and inspired dozens of more freedom rides. By the end of the summer, the protest had spread into train stations and airports across the South. And in November, the In-State Commerce Commission issued ruling prohibiting segregation transportation faculties.
Next up will be Corey Turner.
John F. Kennedy, our 35th President of the United States, was born May 29, 1917. He helped to change the 1964 Civil Rights Act. He put pressure on the federal government organization to employ more African Americans in America. 1964 Civil Rights Act extended voting rights and outlawed racial segregation in school, at the workplace, and by facilities that served the general public. He was assassinated November the 22nd, 1963, because of his beliefs that all Americans should be treated equally.